If you're starting to learn Spanish, there's one verb you'll use in literally your very first sentence. And that's the verb ser, which means to be. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to conjugate it, when to use it, and the small details that trip up most beginners. I'm Andres, and I welcome you to the first lesson of the Spanish grammar course A1A2. So let's begin. Ser is one of two verbs in Spanish that translate to be. The other one is estar, which we'll cover in the next video. For now, let's focus completely on ser. Before we conjugate any verb, we need our subject pronouns. Yo, I, tú, you, informal, used with friends, family, people your age. Usted, you, formal, used with strangers, elders, professional settings. Él, ella, he, she, nosotros, nosotras, we, vosotros, vosotras, you all, used mainly in Spain. Ustedes, you all, used in Latin America and formerly in Spain. Ellos, ellas. Quick note, in Latin America, vosotros is almost never used. People use ustedes for both formal and informal you all. In Spain, both exist, with vosotros being the everyday informal form. Now let's conjugate ser in the present tense. Yo soy, tú eres, usted es, él, ella es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ustedes son, ellos, ellas son. Notice that ser is completely irregular. There's no pattern connecting soy to eres to es. This is one of those verbs you simply have to memorize through repetition, so don't worry if it doesn't feel intuitive yet. Ser is used for things that are essentially permanent or part of someone's core identity. 1. Identity. For example, yo soy Carlos. 2. Nationality. For example, ella es mexicana. 3. Profession. For example, nosotros somos profesores. 4. Characteristics personality. For example, él es inteligente. 5. Relationships. For example, ellos son mis hermanos. 6. Material. For example, la mesa es de madera. 7. Origin. For example, tú eres de Canadá. Let's go through several full examples, one for each use. Yo soy estudiante de español. I am a Spanish student. Profession or role. Tú eres muy simpático. You are very nice. Personality. Ella es de Argentina. She is from Argentina. Origin. Nosotros somos amigos desde la escuela. We've been friends since school. Relationship. Vosotros sois geniales. You all are great. Used in Spain. Ustedes son mis vecinos. You all are my neighbors. Used in Latin America. Ellos son altos. They are tall. Physical characteristic. El anillo es de oro. The ring is made of gold. Material. Notice something important. In Spanish, we usually drop the subject pronoun because the verb ending already tells us who we're talking about. So instead of saying, yo soy profesor, a native speaker will more naturally just say, soy profesor. You only keep the pronoun when you want to add emphasis or clarity, like, yo soy profesor, pero ella es médico, to contrast two different people. Here's a mistake English speakers often make, trying to translate to be literally in every situation, even when Spanish would use estar instead. We'll draw that exact line in the next video. But for now, just remember, if it's about identity, nationality, profession, personality, relationships, material, or origin, ser is almost always your answer. I've included some practice questions for you to review what you've learned in this lesson. They're located in the questionnaire section of this video. Let me know how it went in the comments below. Great job finishing Lesson 1. You now know how to conjugate ser, and 7 solid situations where it's the correct verb to use. In the next video, we'll learn estar, the other verb for to be, and the famous difference between ser versus estar that confuses nearly every English speaker at first. See you there.